Here at Recart, we've prepared tens of thousands of candidates for interview over the past 15 years or so we know what gives you, the candidate, the best chance of succeeding during any interview. We also understand the power of body language, appearances, mental preparation and techniques that will allow you to portray yourself in the best possible light. Many people think that interviews are nerve-wracking and stressful experiences even before they have attended, and if you think this will become your reality. An interview is a fantastic opportunity for you to express yourself and an opportunity for you to learn and grow. Recart has taken information and feedback from a wide selection of interviewers at a variety of different levels, and we specifically asked them for the feedback on the common mistakes that people make during an interview. We have also asked our interviewers what makes for a really good interview. We've taken all this information and presented it to you in an easy to understand and implement guide that will allow you to operate at your very best during any interview. Number 1. Preparation. Ensure that you've planned your journey and have a clear idea of where you are going and how you will get there. Know the company and what they do, research it and them. Get there early. You can mentally prepare yourself whilst waiting in reception. Number 2, the job description. Ensure that you've looked at this and are familiar with the key points of their requirements. Base your answers around these key points, and if you've been put forward by a recruitment company, make sure you know what salary you've been submitted in at, and don't try and push for a higher salary than the one that you've been submitted in at. If the question of salary is raised during the interview, ensure that you have the same answer as the one that you've been put forward at on your CV. Number 3, body language. Show enthusiasm, and enthusiasm to the reception team and anyone else that you first meet within a company. You don't know who these people are, and just a quick "he or she was really nice" from the receptionist to the person who will be interviewing you will make a huge difference. Make sure you look the interviewer in the eye. A good way to do this is to register what eye colour the person has that's interviewing you. This comes across that you're prepared to look an interviewer in the eye, and it shows confidence. A nice firm handshake, but don't aim to break bones, and smile. Present yourself as strong, confident and human. If they ask how your journey was, don't moan if it took you hours. It sets the scene for you being a moaner. By all means, say the traffic was a bit tricky, but that was to be expected. Number 4, do not blag it. If you don't understand the question, ask them to repeat it so that you do understand. Be succinct and relevant in your answers. Do not waffle or go off on a tangent. And once you've answered a question, ask the interviewer if they need clarification or extra detail on your answer. Don't dig yourself into a hole. Interviewers and people in general prefer honesty. It shows authenticity and maturity. And if you don't understand the answer to a question, be honest and tell them, but if you can give an alternative or relevant example. Number 5, never badmouth your last company, boss, work colleagues or anyone else. If your interviewer asks you about a time where you had difficulty, conflict, unease, etc., concentrate on what you learned from the experience and how you took that lesson into a new situation. Don't blame anyone. Always take responsibility. It shows maturity. Number 6, visualizing yourself performing well. When people say, "I'm not good in interviews" or "I'm not good at public speaking," if you imagine yourself not performing well, then generally you won't. You have to prepare for doing well, and you have to really see yourself confident and strong. You have to imagine hearing yourself speaking clearly and confidently. You have to feel what it's like when you see the interviewer nodding in approval or agreeing with your answers, and run through the interview in your head the way that you want and expect it to go, right from meeting them to leaving them. Your mind is the most powerful thing that you have, and it takes your instructions, so give it positive ones. Your mind also doesn't know the difference between what you imagine and what actually happens. All successful people run through the event beforehand, making the outcome as successful as possible. Whether it's Cristiano Ronaldo taking a penalty or Barack Obama making a speech, they all share the same secret. They expect success and they see themselves achieving what they want to achieve. Number 7, this sounds really obvious, but dress accordingly. Ask the recruitment company you are dealing with as to how the company dress. Even call up the company reception and ask the receptionist what the appropriate dress code is. And if you're unsure, always overdress rather than underdress. A tie can be removed when you get in there, and a jacket can be taken off in the interview room. Don't underestimate the power of first impressions. Don't smoke right before the interview, or if you do, eat a mint to take the smell away. Don't eat spicy foods the night before, and don't chew gum in the interview. Number 8, show interest in what the company do. Research your interviewer before the interview. You can do this through LinkedIn. It's a very powerful tool. You never know what you might have in common. Prepare questions beforehand. Number 9, positive incantations. On the night before the interview and on the journey to your interview, keep repeating to yourself, I'm a confident and relaxed person who performs well in interviews. And actually say it out loud and see how it feels. It might seem a bit strange to start with, but the more you say it, the more that you will believe it, and the more that it will give you every opportunity of succeeding when you actually get to your interview. Number 10, closing the interview. If you have any questions, then do make sure you ask them. Ask your interviewer why they joined the company and what they enjoy most about working for it. And ask if they need you to clarify anything that you have discussed. Ask as to whether they have any doubts or reservations about what you have discussed during the interview and how they would see you fitting into the company. And finally, if you're interested in the role, then let them know and give you reasons why. Thank you for watching and good luck with your interview, and feel free to pick up the phone if there's anything else that we can do for you.